Buongiorno.
And a buongiorno to you too, Cat. Welcome to more renovation series on a flooded basement, where today the show is on how to make this look like this. It's coming along nicely after drying it out, knocking down walls, rolling stones to the ceiling, making stiff wood, installing said stiff wood, and setting a floor in while doing ninja squats, which someone called savage. Thank you, Craig, though truthfully, that's just flexibility. When I think of savage, I think about bowling. And I think about the people that create the animated cutscenes for the bowling alleys. They take it to a whole nother level. That was weird. I digress. But we aren't here to bowl. We're here to make this wall something you want to stare at for hours on end. So let's cut in. 4 feet on center? Sure. That's legitimate. Somewhere.
Okay.
That's certainly questionable. It's just dangling in the breeze. If I just blow on it. Oof. I mean, at least the boxes are,
Tap, tap, tap. Let's get some real beats in here. All right. Let's...
What a hole. Battery's almost dead. Man, if only I had a gas-powered drill. Captain's log. Here's our frame and mount, and the TV is en route so that we can dry fit it and configure all the final measurements for the rough sawn boards that my brother and I milled. Those will essentially make the bezel out of it, and I'm calling it that because it's essentially a bezel, and I'm an enthusiast of timepieces. Anyways, the goal is for this to just be
tight like a tiger,
as you will soon see, because who doesn't love a good fit? Unless you wear Jinko jeans or repping 70s attire or a person of high fashion. I mean, it's 2024. You wear what you want or don't. Skip and go naked. All right, so we're gonna use this cardboard to determine the ideal height of the television. Remember to make it work for the room. Some are oriented only to the couch. Others require more height because it's above a fireplace, or the room has varying levels of chairs, or what have you. So let's, we're gonna walk on the wild side here. We're gonna mount this solo dolo. Oh, that is tight. And this is why I kept the knotty pine on the sides, just so that I could get her that extra 3/4 of an inch. And this is gonna look awesome when said bezel is installed. It'll really tie the room together. It's like a good rug.
That rug really tied the room together, did it not?
Anyways, let's do the time warp again, and we're gonna go back into the process of making the wood from when it was just a dying tree in the ground, like... Yeah... And here is the floating console shelf. Well, it's not quite floating yet as it's being supported by this here milk crate. And no, that is not an illegally acquired one. After the YouTube race car incident, we do try to abide by laws. And the dairy industry takes a stern position on this. And as an ice cream enthusiast, I respect all dairy farms and its cows just way too much. So ask yourself, are you breaking the dairy law? Are you? Are you above the law? Do you or I have 6 of these lying around? This one was legitimately acquired, so there. And we're gonna leave it at that. Anyways, let's do some rough measurements around this so that I know how to mark out the board. That's tight. Tight. Yes. Over here, you'll see that I use the trim tool to make channels for the power cord, 2 HDMI cords, and another cable for something that you'll have to guess what it is. So stay tuned. Maybe it's obvious. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you know where this is going, but maybe you'll follow along anyways. You just, just keep on keeping on.
The odds of hitting another freaking nail. The odds. I just happened to tap it. Boo. All right, let's pull that out.
And this is coming along. And look at that glorious cat. Now it's time to mount the console so that it actually floats and not rest upon this very legally acquired milk crate. Don't mind the dust here. I carved out a port for access to the wiring and power. So the shelf has this interesting partially faced front, potentially for some decorative sneak peek or artwork display, or for boomers or nostalgic people that like to have their VCR and DVD IR sensors visible. I mean, it even already has a hole up top for your cabling of your sound system. Would you look at that? And it is looking pretty good here. Yeah, I gotta do the other wall. But it's looking pretty good. Almost as good as this banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah. There you have 50% of the Woojum. This is what it looks like in the up-close detail with the reveal of the aluminum channel, the diffuser over the chip-on-board LED light, and it looks pretty slick on the side of our wood. Only one side is done because we are still waiting for the other side's LED light and its connector. So this is where we're at right now, since sometimes things don't deliver on time. I mean, you get the gist. It's a work in progress, and it looks a heck of a lot better and tighter than it did before. So stay tuned. We'll have some more for you next week. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out here. And I hope you have a lovely day. And of course, so does Tina. Here she is. Ciao. There you go.